My mom didn't drink, but like my dad, my uncles, and my aunts, they just drank. I grew up around it. I thought like that's what you're supposed to do as you go about your day, right? I want to feel like a man too. Like I want to be a manly man. Like so, I started drinking because I thought it was cool. Little did I know, man, I immediately fell in love with it. I didn't want to go home. I had a kid at a very young age with someone that I didn't even like. It was easier to mask all of it if you're hammered. That's why I got into coke, man. Like once you have that much money, you get that good stuff. That starts to go with everything else. I went 30 days sober, and the thing is, those 30 days, I got so spooked because I realized I wasn't happy with my living situation in my life. So I had this bright idea. Why don't I move to Vegas? I'm a great bartender and mixologist now. Mixologist, right? And then alcohol didn't become like something like I look forward to. It became an absolute necessity because in this town, everyone drinks all the time. And I got married, and then I had my son, and then I went through a divorce. That's when everything started to really go bad.
Hey everybody, this is Will Gordon from the Willpower Podcast, briefly coming on before this next excellent episode to remind you all that did you know that 76%, you heard that right, 76% of you that follow my content regularly have not subscribed to my channel yet, and I'm really wondering why that is. So if you could, the easiest and freest way to help support my show is to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of it. Like it, share it, send it to people that you think it might help. Because that's what I'm doing here. I've been through it. I lost my liver. I lost my kidney. I had such a severe alcohol addiction that I feel you. Okay. I understand what you're going through. And I'm really hoping that these stories are helping. So if you want to hear these stories keep coming, then please hit that subscribe button. It'll be the best decision that you'll ever make. Thank you so much for supporting me. And I really hope you enjoyed this next episode. I heard it was a pretty good one. Take care, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Willpower Podcast with Will Gordon. I'm so thankful and thrilled that I have another excellent guest on. This is one of those conversations, again, guys, two very similar people who went through very similar obstacles when it comes to their drinking. Kevin over here actually has liver cirrhosis, and he's living with it, and he's at the level of sharing his story now. And I'm just very grateful that he had the opportunity to come on and share his story with us. So if you could, Kevin, how you doing today? Yeah, how you doing today? And thanks so much for coming on the Willpower Podcast with Will Gordon.
Doing fantastic, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Still tripping out about the whole thing.
I know. It is strange, right? It's strange to kind of like share your story when it's something that's really personal like this, right?
Mhm.
So it's really cool of you that you were willing and able to do something like this. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. It really doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. It's kind of like, it bothers me more that people don't talk about it. Like in school, it was like cancel this, cancel that, like wear a condom this, right? But they never said anything about how bad this can get, how graphic it can get. So I was thinking, oh, okay, I'll have a bad liver one day, just keep partying it with the bros. But nah, it's so much worse than that.
Yeah, it is so much worse. Like I was similar. I was in denial my whole life. Like, oh, I can continue on living this lifestyle. I can continue on drinking as much as I am, and without repercussions. But in 2020, I found out very, very clearly from a doctor that I had hepatitis of the liver, and it would eventually turn into cirrhosis if I did not stop drinking, which I did stop drinking for about 3 months or something, 3.5 months, and then I fell off the wagon, man. And then it was just like a full throttle exponential growth alcoholism, like to the fullest extent. And
Yeah.
that was pretty scary. Yeah. So, but let's talk about your story, man. So you're from Southern Cali,
I'm from
and
East Hollywood,
Casella.
California.
Oh, East Hollywood. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the reason why I say the East part so much is because it's so much more different than Hollywood.
Okay.
It's like Hollywood.
What's so different about it?
It's like Hollywood's dumpster. Like it's where
It's Hollywood's dumpster.
yeah,
So that means
tourists to see. The ugly
yeah.
part.
Okay. Is there a lot of like drug abuse, alcohol abuse, that kind of thing?
Down the street, I can get it in my sandals. But
Yeah, I bet, man.
and it's normal though. Like, it's like everyone here just likes to mind their own business. But I don't know. So where do you want me to start this story? Because it could go way back to like
Yeah, so let's go like when you had your first drink. You and I was actually watching a couple of your videos last night to get prepared for this conversation, And you and I had the same date. Like we were both 14 when we had our first drink. So very similar.
Okay. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna start there. Like I grew up around it. Latino household, right? Like both my parents, like my mom didn't drink, but like my dad, my uncles, and my aunts, they just drank. Like every single time saw my dad or my uncle or my dad's friends like drinking, like I thought like that's what you're supposed to do as you go about your day, right? So like, every birthday party, especially for
Right.
kids, I don't know why that is, but uh, yeah, I don't know. I just grew around it, and it was so normal to me. Like my dad always had like a 24 pack of Budweiser in the car or like somewhere around. You know what I mean? Like I guess that's so. I was like, hey, I
It's
want
just
to know
always
what.
around.
Yeah, I want to feel like a man too. Like I want to be a manly man. Like so, I started drinking because I thought it was cool. And then little did I know, man, I immediately fell in love with it. Like just the taste, the feeling. I was like, I like this too much. Yeah, there's nothing wrong when you like it too much.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was the same way. I had a father who was a big drinker as well, and he was a manly man too. So like I wanted to be just like him, and I was the youngest of four brothers. So like I really wanted to prove and like separate myself from my brothers, have my own identity, and like be the version that he wanted me to be, even though I really didn't want to be that person, but he wanted me to be. So I was always trying to suck up to him, trying to like appease him and all these things. But yes, back to what your point was, like, yeah, like I fell in love with it, and I'm like not kidding when I say this. Like I
Yeah.
fell in love with it with the first second I had it. I'm like, oh my God, I feel invincible. I feel like I'm funny. I feel like I can say the things that I want to say. I feel like my personality is like booming right now. Like people are like wanting to, invite me to like, these little social things, like parties. Like I got into like invited to more cliques in high school and stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm the drinking guy, I guess now.
Yeah.
Like I guess I'm the guy. Yeah, and I was older too. I was like a year older than everyone else. So then sequentially, like by the time I was like 17, 18, I looked older. I was older and I had a fake ID. So I was buying booze for everyone. So I really manifested that character of like being the drinking person. So there was a lot of factors at play that were going against me as far as alcoholism would be concerned down the
Of course, 100%. Like, yeah, so like I said, it still blows my mind how similar every alcoholic story actually is. It really is like crazy to me. Like, okay, I fell in love with it too. Like, literally, I was so shy and so like dweebish my whole life. As soon as I drank it, I felt drastically cooler. You know what I mean? And then it just started to come up with this like level of this feeling of like I feel like a rock star right now. And then as you get older, like you become more like it becomes more accessible. You know what I mean? More sociable. Like you want to hit the bar, you go to the bar. There's a party. Like there's alcohol everywhere. You know what I mean? And then I made the giant mistake of falling in love with bartending slash like making craft cocktails. That was a horrible idea. I don't know whose idea it was.
I did that too. I did that too. I worked at a yacht club, man. I worked at a yacht club from like the ages of 23 to 27. I was a bartender. So
What?
and it's funny. I was like, well, as I was watching your videos, man, last night too, getting ready, I was like, oh, holy shit. He was exactly doing the thing I was doing. So like I was making good money. I was around booze. I was like giving shift drinks that were, like three, that you just get one at the end of the shift to get, the staff, whatever. I was giving them like all night free to everyone. Everyone drink, drink, drink. And I was taking like whatever I gave to them, I was drinking double, because it would make me like funnier and better at my job and like more just like less stressed about it and who cares. And but yeah, I remember you saying that too. And then you started like taking bottles. I remember I was doing that too. I would like go down to the stock room, and this is when I started noticing a pattern. I would look for like the really high end booze or whatever and be like, I'm not gonna resell it. I'm just gonna drink because it's good booze. So I would just like take it home and like have parties with it and like leave it on the table. Like, hey guys, like free Grey Goose or whatever, like,
Yeah.
um,
Well,
but
that's
yeah, just like really immature, crappy, shitty behavior. And yeah, like things that you don't think will have consequences farther, down the line.
oh
But
no. Okay, so can I pick your brain for a second? Like people ask me like, what do you mean it's like being a bartender is like a drug? I was like, dude, it is. Like you make a lot of money really fast. Everyone likes you and chicks love you.
Mhm.
Like, what more do you want?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and if you work at
Yeah,
the bar,
man, it's good for Yeah, well, if you have like a brain like like I from my I have like crazy ADD, so I always need like novel things, stimulation. I need always like just you know like I like love socializing. I love conversations. So like for me, bartending was perfect because like
Oh yeah.
most of the time you're just constantly moving. Time is going by super fast, and you're making good money, you're making cash like right in your pocket every single time you do a shift.
I
It's a lot
know.
of work though. It is. It's not like an easy job, but it's definitely a fun job.
100%. Like, and then, but at some point, the volume was too much. I realized I was working at this rooftop joint somewhere by Beverly Hills, Mid Wilshire. I don't know. Wait, where are you from? I'm from LA, so
Boston.
from Boston. Oh, nice. Yeah, so like that area is kind of snooty, right? So like, but so, and there's
Oh, yeah, where I was that really snooty.
yeah, it's snooty and cheap.
Yeah, I'm just a middle class dude from, like outside Boston. Like I, did not grow up in a house with like a ton of money.
So you're
It
picking
was
up what I'm
my
putting
mom's,
down.
my dad's teacher, mom's a nurse. That was it.
Yeah, and so I was doing a lot of work by myself, and at some point, like someone said something like, "If you want to move faster, get drunk." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Makes your heart beat faster, makes you think quicker." So I just got like started drinking. Like at first, just Monster with whiskey, and then he's like, "No, no, 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 you got to fill the whole pint glass all the way to right here. Give it a splash of Coca Cola, maybe a splash of Sprite if it's a Wednesday or something." He made a joke out of it, and I drink one. I was like, "Okay, I feel good." And that's like, well, how many shots in one pint glass right there? How many, like 1.5 ounce shots? I say at least like 5, 6, 7. And then you start with one, then you drink two, and before you know it, you have like six of these throughout the night, and it
Mm.
starts to really like kick in how much liquor you're actually drinking. So when you clock out, you're completely drained and you just reek of booze because now the adrenaline's worn off and stuff. Don't get me wrong, it was still fun, but that's kind of where it came from. Like booze become like nothing once it's like it's free.
Yeah.
Like, you're stealing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely wore on me though. Like after like walking in there on year 3, like because I did it for summers because I was teaching. So
Oh, no,
I would get there a year. Yeah, I mean I was teaching at the time. So during the summer, the third summer I went into it, I remember walking in and being like, oh man, like I had a new boss. He was like a big prick, and he was like really on top of the staff, and I just remember being like, well, like, I don't wanna do this anymore. I don't wanna, like, listen to this guy. Like, I don't wanna, I really am drinking too much. Like, I remember that the summer before that, I was drinking so much that it was like, I was gaining, like, crazy weight, and, um, and I just, like, didn't look as good as I did, like, the first summer, I just, like, felt worse. And I knew going into year 3 would be a lot more, taxing on my body, and it was, man. Like, I was drinking way more. That was, like, the summer where it just ramped up like crazy. Like, I was drinking every day, because like, I had no one really watching me. I really no accountability, and I could just drink as much as I wanted to, but I wasn't as good at my job. Like, I feel like it was, like, diminishing returns at one point.
Absolutely. You start to like just give up half-assed work. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of embarrassing looking back because you think no one's noticing, but you like everyone could tell when you're a little sloppy. You know what I mean? Like and then like just not getting
Mm.
done on time, or like hey, why is it stumbling? I don't know. I don't even like thinking about it to be honest with you, because like once out
Yeah, well, I mean, like,
what or
no,
no
I was gonna say, like, like, the MIS systems, like,
yeah.
and you get really nasty at it. You get, like, get like, good at it. But, like, it's like I was, like, towards the end of the shift, man, I'd be like,
Get really
"Come on,
nasty. I
man,
know
let's
exactly.
go, let's go, let's go." I'm like, "Oh, I had too much to drink." Yeah. But that was, like, that was me, man. That was just me. Just that was, like, a precursor to, like, what I would eventually look like, 7 years.
Mine are the more like this is I guess I don't know like I don't know but I can't speak on behalf of other alcoholics, but me I have 7 months sober now. I just hit 7 months, like solid. Like, I've
Congratulations.
been trying to quit alcohol for.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, yeah, thanks, man. Like, but drinking at that bar, the one in like the Beverly Hills or West Mid Wilshire area in Los Angeles, and any Angelino knows what I'm talking about. Like just big Wigsville, you know what I mean? Like I became emotionally attached to it in the sense that like I use it as an escape from like I didn't want to go home. Like I had a kid at a very young age with someone that I didn't even like, let alone love.
Mhm.
and I tried to do right by this person, and then little by little, like the constant lying to myself, lying to her, and everything like that. It was easier to mask all of it if you're hammered, because it's easier to tell someone I love you if you're wasted. I like, yeah, I don't care who you are, but it is,
Yes.
you know, you could definitely lie, and so like, and it just got worse. It became more apparent I would never wanted to be around her or the kid. Don't get me wrong, everything was paid for, right? So that makes it okay, right? That's the way you think. Like the car insurance is paid, rent is paid, like we have diapers and food and stuff. They're wearing nice high-end clothing. Therefore, I must be doing a great job, right? But she told me like later now that we're friends, now that we're cordial, she's like, I just wanted you around more. But even when you were around, you weren't yourself until you had a couple beers, man. And I was like, that's so embarrassing looking back. I was bringing home, well, I was bringing work with me in the worst way possible.
Well, you're also coping, it sounds like, with a really kind of toxic relationship. Like if you have nothing in common, I'm putting words in your mouth.
No,
Ridiculous.
no, no. I
But
think you got it.
if you have nothing in, yeah, if you have like nothing in common with the person that you're sharing a child with, like that is emotionally taxing. So I am completely empathetic towards like going towards alcohol to be the solution to that, because I've done that with every problem in my life. I've handled it exactly the same way. I mean, this is me before everything, but like I would just drink. I would drink my problems away. Like if something was uncomfortable, drink. Like, that was it. That was like my first thought,
100%. Oh, but don't get me wrong. Little
Mm.
disclaimer, like, like she wasn't just a complete stranger. The only thing we had in common was the fact that we were childhood friends. Like we met each other when we were like 14, went to same middle school, like our high schools were rivals and stuff, her friends and my friends and vice versa. And I thought, okay, like, and our families like each other because they know each other very well. I was like, you can like this person, right? You love this person, right? You're gonna do right by her. And then no, and it wasn't the reality I thought. I thought like if you just do everything by the book, you will automatically be happy in a relationship, especially at 20,
Yeah.
2021 with a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, no good example for like a parental figure or anything like that. Like, just hey, here's a kid, wing it. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I was like, don't mind if I do get myself like a big handle of Jameson. Don't mind if I do. Like I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah. Well, you were so young, man. Holy shit. 21 and you got a kid and you got so much like responsibility and like
Dude, my kid now has a YouTube channel. Like,
Kid's crushing. He's doing better than I have.
Dude, you're like, Dad, you subscribe to
That
guy.
really
I was like, what? I was like, you're 8. She's like, you don't get it,
Hey,
Dad. Not just time to change. So I was like, if
and we don't get it. Like those kids are crushing it. We're not. But so yeah, man, I'm totally sympathetic again, like towards that situation. That is a lot to be put on your lap and to and I get what you're saying though. Like, okay, and that's gonna be a man, like show up, like do the right thing, like buy the diapers, like come home, like do it. But at the same time, you're dying inside, you're struggling.
oh yeah, that's
You
putting
need
it
a way out, and you're looking for any relief, and that relief was booze for sure, right?
There was booze, and then like the occasional. How do we say it without getting taken down by YouTube? Like, you know what I'm talking about,
I
man.
don't think they care. I make it so it's 18 plus, so no kids can like really watch this.
Okay,
You can
cool.
say whatever you
Like, I don't want to come off as a heathen, no, like that's why I got into coke, man. Like once you have that much money, you get that good stuff. You know what I mean? The reflective kind, and then like that starts to go with everything else because too much sugar, no problem. It was never really my thing though. I liked it, but the one thing I could never ever have control over is alcohol. Like that's the one that always had me, no matter what. I could drop a baggie now. I could put down one pack of cigarettes could last me 3 months. Put it that way. You know what I mean? But booze, if it's there, I need it. Like I would find myself like planning my day around it. Like planning out my drinks
Yeah.
throughout my day. You know what I mean?
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, I mean, for me, like I've tried every drug. I'm not gonna lie. I've tried like everything, and nothing, everything pales in comparison to alcohol. Like
Nothing.
alcohol for me is just it's just has such a pull on my nervous system, my limbic system, my physiology. Like my physiological system, like every system that is that alcohol, like, hits, like I get pulled to it, man. Like all, blow and all the hallucinogens, and thank God I was never like an opiate guy. That just made me want to puke and throw up. So thank God.
Yeah, that's what, oh,
Like, that kind of stuff, it never did it for me. So like booze though, always. I just do it. I needed it. I needed it. I needed it to survive. That's how I felt.
You ever heard someone call it what is it? The devil's something? Like, it's like, I don't know, the devil's juice. Let's go with that one, right? Just for lack of better words. Like, and I was like, I was like, it's not a religious thing. It's kind of like, it really does feel like something's taking control of you. You know what I mean? As soon as you drink it, once you get that burn right here, that burn I'm talking about, once you get that, you just feel like a completely different person, like a rock star in the worst way possible.
100%.
Yeah.
It would make me do make the worst decisions of my life all the time. It would jeopardize my friendships. Like I would do sketchy things. I would put beers on like my best friend's tabs and like try to get away with it. Like things that like I would never. That's not how I acted. Like in real life, like sober. Like I just never would. I would never jeopardize a friendship. I would never say a hurtful thing that was intentionally hurtful to like my wife or like my fiance at the time. Like all those things. Like I would like seek out like the worst parts of me. That's what alcohol would do. It would bring out the worst in me eventually. Like
Yeah.
it made me a robot. It made me a robot that was just rifling off, horrible, awful things, hurting people's feelings, all of it. It was just terrible. It was a horrible way to live.
It is because, like, I don't know, man. I can't even put it into words. This is the one thing, like, I'm a pretty goofy guy, but whenever I was like, "Hey, like, what does it feel like to be an alcoholic?" I was like, "Man, I don't think they're the words. You're obsessed with this like toxic ex-girlfriend that you don't know why you keep calling. You know what I mean? Like, she's a
Yes,
bad
I do know
influence.
what you need.
She's a bad influence, but she always makes you feel not so alone and powerful. You know what I mean? And then
And
you
it's
start
always there, and she's always there. She'll always pick up the phone because it's
always
immediate
there
in liquor stores.
around the corner for $9.99. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, it's she's always there. She'll always pick up. Yeah.
but it's like a false reality, like the devil's spirit, right? Because it's feeding you this false reality because once it wears off, you feel so much worse. You feel way more embarrassed like than you were initially. And then you start to get anxiety because of it. And you start lying. Like, it's like, dude, you're not a liar. But then that's when the lies start. And the guilt was too much. Like with the mother of my daughter. Yeah, I'm obviously not gonna say their names out of respect for them because they're great mothers. Let's get that clear. They're amazing mothers. Couldn't ask for better mothers for my kids.
Mom drunk.
Yeah, yeah. Where was I going with this? Hold on, I want to understand Jimmy because he.
You're saying they turned you into a liar.
Oh, right. Because she'd be like, okay, like I'd be like, the restaurant closes at midnight, therefore I should be done by like 11:30, right? But I'd be like, oh no, I'm working overtime because I became a lead, so I could do stuff like stock and like inventory and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bottle missing, but it'd be in my backpack, kind of thing. It was all a lie. I'd be at like clubs hanging out with these wealthy waiters and bartenders and who all had families, all had kids and wives, right? And I'm like, these guys are scumbags. But then I looked in the mirror, I was like, wait a minute, I'm no better than they are. Like, I'm lying too. Like, I'm over here with somebody's mother and I'm paying her to do stuff to me, like at this bar. This is supposed to be a bar, or like a legal business. And I'm like, dude, you're 22 years old. What are you doing right now? Go home. And then you go home and
Yeah.
the guilt eats you. You just want to tell them, but you're afraid of what they're going to think of you because you're already ashamed of yourself. So you can only imagine what they think. This person who trusted you with like to protect her, right? Like protect her and her child. And it's just like you're just torn down the middle. You know what? And rather than feel this pain of being ripped apart down in half, why don't I just put some glue on it called booze? You know what I mean? For a couple hours. Or maybe for a day. Screw it. Like why not? It's better than feeling that
Well, that's
poison.
the thing. Yeah, man. That's the thing with booze. It works. Like it works when you need it, but when it's working, you're not realizing like the ramifications of like the consequences of like this. Like every time you go dip your toe in that ocean, man, like a storm is brewing down like down the corner, right? It's like that's how it felt for me forever. It's like every time I would get drunk, I would feel great for 4 hours and then feel horrible for like 2 days because my body's playing catch up. I'm hungover. I'm getting the shakes. All I can think about was drinking again.
Yep.
Like, I cannot wait for the bell to ring at 2:30 so I can just get into my car and just crush like a bottle of vodka. Like, so you were young going through all this. So what happened in your life, how old are you now?
I turned 30 in a month and a half. So about 30, 29. I'm technically 29 technically. So
Technically, you're 29. Okay.
yeah.
So, but that was 10 years ago. That was a decade ago. Think about that.
Yeah.
A
Wow.
decade ago. So talk about crazy, isn't it? Goes by fast, especially when you're drinking. It goes by double fast. So, I feel you. So, talk about that. Like, what was going on in your life? Like, when did you start realizing like you were drinking so much that it got to the point where you got liver cirrhosis?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's go. Let's fast forward because I tried getting sober here in LA, right? And then I went 30 days sober. And the thing is, those 30 days, I got so spooked because I realized I wasn't happy with my living situation in my life. So I had this bright idea. Why don't I move to Vegas? I'm a great bartender and mixologist now. Mixologist, right? So like, yeah, and yeah, right. Great idea.
Great idea.
So I moved to Vegas. I
I would have done the same. I would have done the same.
I started working on the Las Vegas Strip immediately at New York Casino. Hello, like, and then it was all downhill. Once it gets out that there's really fast young LA bartenders like out of you got to check them out kind of stuff. Other bars start asking you to work for them. Vegas is a very small town, and then alcohol didn't become like something like I look forward to. It became an absolute necessity because in this town everyone drinks all the time. That stereotype is true. I don't know if you ever lived in Vegas or
Oh, I've been to Vegas, and it doesn't like that stupid expression, like, "The city doesn't sleep." It's like, no, it doesn't sleep.
no,
There
it
is no, like, doesn't matter if it's 12 AM. It doesn't matter. Like, everything is the same. Like, everything going on, like, all that craziness, is going on all the time. So it's like, I can only imagine how difficult that must have been to be navigating the waters of Vegas when you're developing, like, a drinking problem.
yeah, by yourself too. Like I left my family and friends here. I grabbed $1,000. I got my resume and I just went for it. You know what I mean? And it worked out. Because I was like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it big. I'm from Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like I had this like young cocky mindset. Like I'm gonna take over this town. And you know what? I freaking did, man.
Yeah.
So okay, let's.
I bet we were crushing it for a long time, yeah.
You know what?
What'd you say? I bet you were crushing it for a while until you weren't.
Yeah, like I've reached I'd say the highest level of bartending where you can't make any more money. But let's jump forward a little bit, so because it's a long story. But I'd rather just cut to the part that that you're asking about. Like after I began drinking whiskey and whatever every day, no matter what, I was working at 3 bars at one point. So in between bars, boom, get drunk, drink at this bar, drink at this bar, and then just you start to realize that you're awake all the time, just drunk. Like
Mm.
whiskey and Red Bull. That thing is like it's like I don't know, it's like a rush. Like to me, better than Coke for sure. If you get a gallon of that motherfucker, can I cuss?
You can say fuck, shit,
Oh,
whatever, and
no,
yeah,
yeah, like,
whiskey or oh yeah, who gives a shit? It's my show. I can do that fucking full on, right?
no.
But whiskey and Red Bull, yeah. I was a vodka Red Bull guy.
That
Vodka
too.
sugar-free Red Bull. Yeah, man, that was my go-to.
Yeah.
That was my party drink. That was
So
when I
then,
was
okay,
going
no,
out.
this is the part where I really, I don't know if you were at this moment where you said, just cut the ropes, like just let it loose completely, like let the animal free, let the shark go on its frenzy. And I got married, and then I had my son, and then I went through a divorce. That's when everything started to really go bad, dude. Like bad.
Yeah.
Like I was working.
So this so in
What? What were you saying?
no, I don't want to cut you off, but you got married in Vegas and you're a child in Vegas.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had my son in Vegas.
I'm trying to make sure I'm following.
Yeah, this person I actually, like thought was like gonna be the love of my life, right? I trusted
Mhm.
everything. And so I was just devastated when it just wasn't working out. Like this wasn't a toxic relationship. We talk about it to this day, like we're lucky we survived that. It became not just toxic, it became dangerous. Like I'm just glad that like I was the only one that got physically hurt, put it that way. It could have been so much worse. Yeah, honestly, man, like,
Yeah.
like accidents happen. Let's just put it like that. Accidents do happen, and I'm glad that it happened to me and not to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, like
Mhm.
kids are smart. They know that mom and dad aren't like playing, like they're arguing, and it's just a combination of all this like emotional damage. I hadn't been heartbroken like that, so I threw myself at work, which I now kind of don't really consider work because I was just using the bars I worked at as like another escape. And I was like, dude, you're shaking all the time. That's when I noticed the shakes. That was my first like, I was like, what's wrong? And I was like, you haven't drank in 6 hours. As soon as I drank and went away, I knew something was wrong. And then you wake up and then you get the dry heaving. The dry heaving, at first I could control it, then I couldn't. So I started making myself puke. You know what I mean? So like what I would do is I'd get like cranberry juice, right? Or Hawaiian punch with the dude on it. And then they like either, I don't know, either if it wasn't Captain Morgan, it was Jameson for sure. And if I couldn't afford Jameson, I'd get Evan Williams because it tastes just like Jack. And I'd mix that with it.
Yes. Yeah, Evan Williams.
sorry,
I can still smell what Evan Williams smells
The
like.
face you just made
The
right
fact
now.
stained on my clothes.
I know what you're feeling, bro.
Oh. Anyway, so yeah, so you started to get the tremor shakes. Okay. And you know what's
And
crazy?
then-
I was getting those shakes, man, in like college and stuff like that. That's like that's how early my addiction was. Like that's how clearly I had a problem with it. Like I would get it, and I remember in the dining hall, we'd all laugh about it. Look at Gordo, he's got like the shakes. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get a Bloody Mary in me, like a joke, like a joke. I can't even believe like how much I want to punch myself in the face,
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it didn't really bother me, dude, because I'm a pretty big guy. So at the time, I was like 220 something pounds. I'm 6'3", so that was just sheer muscle from like carrying kegs and stuff. I only weigh like 170 now. That's kind of like when it started to become like more apparent that hey, something's wrong. Like something's really wrong here.
Yeah.
And then okay, so I don't know if a lot of people know what this is. This is something like only people from Vegas know. These are called gaming bars, neighborhood bars. We don't really have them in big cities like LA, but they're bars that were like they have machines on the countertop, and a lot of them are either party bars or where like pretty much people go to mess around. My shifts were from 11 p.m. to 8 in the morning sometimes, usually 7:30. You know, could you imagine what that was like?
11 to 8 a.m. That was your shift?
Yeah, 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. They aim for 7, but someone's always late. I had to count the money, had to, get all the paperwork ready. Paperwork has to be to T. Like they take this shit very serious over there. So, but I worked at this bar in particular where you can lock the door from my bar. So think about that. I'm some like youngster. Well, mind you, you know how you pay 20% gratuity when you go out to eat? When you hit a jackpot at these bars, it's customary to give 10% of what you hit, anything over $1,200. So they can just put in a $20 bill, hit for like $2,000, and they're gonna give you $200. They do every single time. So I'm making a lot of money for very little work now. Yeah, I only work like 4 days out of the week. But as soon as I would sign in at 11 p.m., I'd lock that door, hit up the homies, my clients and stuff. I knew I had to prepare myself. Like it became a party every single night. Like, because if you didn't, you weren't making any money. This is where it became dangerous. Like this is where it's like drugs and drinking were not a desire, they were necessary to handle this level of crowd. Because let me tell you, nothing good happens from 11 p.m. to 8 in the morning. Nothing good, bro. Like at all. I seen some stuff that I'm
that expression is so true. Like my dad would always say it and stuff like that. But I'm like, okay, like old man. No, he was dead on right. Like nothing good is coming from the world from after 11, 10,
or
3.
the people who decide to leave their house at 2 in the morning, something's wrong with you on some level. What the hell's wrong with you? Just to go party and stuff. We're talking like I saw people in their 50s banging in the bathroom. Yeah, I saw, and they still didn't stop. Stuff like that. And that was like the norm. That was like the good morning. You know what I mean? You saw more and more and it became normal to you. Too many drugs, too many drug dealers, too many like people be like, hey, do you know who this is? They'll be like some famous rapper or something. You know who this is? He's like some local rapper. You know who this is? Like, I was like, you guys hang out at local bars? It just, I don't know, it became crazy. So much money, so many friends, right? Friends.
Friends.
Yeah. And you were always at a hotel or at a nice house or something. And you're just like, I gotta pick up the kids in 2 hours, man. They're like, it's stop being a weenie. You pay child support, right? I was like, that's not the point, man. It's like, I was like, I'm trying to be there for my kids. But
Yeah,
you had
like trying to be a good person here.
yeah, you have this face, like goddamn well what you just did. Eyes are bloodshot. You're still tripping out. It's bright as hell because those bars are super dark. So when you get out at 8 a.m., it hurts. You just feel disgusting. And then your kids just for some reason,
Ice comb.
huh? The what?
No, sorry, I didn't mean to
Oh,
interrupt you. You were getting some a good point with your going to see your kid, bloodshot
yeah,
eyes.
yeah.
It's
Like
crazy.
now you just feel like, and you're getting older at the same time. You learn how to be a better parent from your mistakes. And now, like, dude, like I asked myself, I was like, aren't you embarrassed? Like you're supposed to be like
Mm,
Superman to these people, these kids,
mm,
and you're coming off as an immature brat. Like, dude, get it together, man. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? Like, you're an example for this your kids. Like, what are you doing? You're joking around too much, and that started to mess with me too.
You know what's Yeah, and you know what sucks, man? Like, when you're feeling like that, when you're feeling like, "Oh my god, I get it together," like, you're such a piece of shit, like, you gotta be a superhero to your kids, like, all those things, like, which you're right, that is true, like, you wanna be your best version of yourself, but when you're not living up to your own expectations and you're not living up to, like, what their expectations of a dad should be, and you're feeling like low self-worth, that's when the booze really works, man. Because then next thing you know, you're just, like, hammering away at that because it's just eating you alive, I would assume.
Yeah, of course, because like then you just like like I'm sorry, like I'm super against it now. I don't care if that makes me an asshole, like, but I could never drive without having alcohol in my system. I couldn't. I was too nervous.
Mhm.
So like if I had to go pick up the kids, I'd have to have a couple sips of liquor. And I'd say only a couple because I didn't want to smell like it in the off chance I got pulled over. You know what I mean? Like, but
Mm,
in reality, I shouldn't have been driving in the first place. I should have been honest with like,
right.
with myself first and be like, dude, like you're buzzed, bro. Like you shouldn't be having a baby and then a child in this car. Thankfully, nothing ever happened. I was never into like speeding or anything like that. So like I didn't I hope like I wasn't like hurting anyone. But I just I don't know, no, hell no. Like it's just there's no excuse. There's no excuse for doing stuff like that. And I did. Like I said, you just start feeling worse than a piece of shit. You start feeling like a complete loser because now I'm watching myself do what my father did to me.
Ugh, yeah, that's tough, man, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Like,
It's a
like
tale as old as time, man. It's a tale as old as time, dude, like,
yeah.
you emulate the person that brought you up, and, sometimes it's not the best circumstances that you got, and you don't know what you don't know what you don't know, and, so let's talk about that. So let's talk about, like, what happened. What did it all come to a T? Was there, like, a breaking point? Was there
Yeah.
a rock bottom? Like,
Yeah.
what was the
Okay.
turning
So
point?
yeah, this is the end of my Vegas story because I had to move back to LA to Hollywood. And this is pretty much where this is happening now, the present. Like,
Right.
I've
Yeah, we're living in it right now.
yeah, I moved back only like 2 years ago. Put it that way. I spent most of my adult life in Vegas, so this kind of all just happened. You know what I mean? Uh,
Mhm.
and then like
It's
so I moved
fresh.
back. Yeah, it's very fresh. I moved back here.
Mm.
I rekindle some old friends, and then I meet one of my friends slash former coworkers from when I was 19. That's my wife now.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have my wedding ring tattooed up.
And it's work and it's all good, it's working out, yeah?
She pisses me off.
Well, that's what wives, yeah, they're
Oh
gonna
no,
do that.
but I hope she
But I
sees.
mean, like, yeah, for
Call me crazy, but
r
I have her name tattooed on my face. She's like, "You don't love me," and I was like, "I have you tattooed on my face. It can't get any more obvious than that." Like I moved back 2.5 years ago. I had to move. My parents took me back in after years of not seeing my father. My mom was like, "What happened?" Vegas is a small town. Once you tarnish your name once, that's it. Like no one's gonna want to hire you. You know what I'm saying? Like rumors started going around that I was a mess. I was doing too much drugs. I was starting to lose weight. When I'd cut myself, like I'd have like these parts of my hands that got yellow. Not this part. This part. I cut myself once. It took 2 hours for it to clot up. Did that ever happen to you?
Mhm. I've actually made a video about it the other day. It was like how I would bump into a wall, like when I was in the hospital, I would bump into a wall, and then all of a sudden I would be like, "What did I just do?" And then it would be yellow and then blue immediately, and then it would just start bleeding. I would just start bleeding out,
Dude,
and then like they would. It was crazy. I just couldn't. My blood just would not clot. It was just like just running everywhere, and I would just be up all night, and like, stop the bleeding, like,
I hate that.
guys, please stop.
I got these. I think they're called like spider angioma or something like that. The little red balls. Like I have one right here in the back of my head that would burst. sometimes just from laughing too hard. So like, yeah, it happened to me at work. Then it happened to me when I was hanging out with my girl now. Like it just for no reason at all, it just exploded and it was so disgusting. And it would not stop like spewing blood everywhere. Turns out like I was developing liver cirrhosis, you know what I mean? And then with her, she, like, we met
So
speaking, like, you know what I mean? Wait, you were
so
yeah.
when did okay, so like we no, no, I'm just curious. Like so yeah, that sucks, man. That's awful. But like what was the when did you finally realize like, oh God, like there's something wrong with something going on, like health wise. I need to go check this out.
That's why,
Was
that's
that
why. So moved back here, hung out with her, still drinking the same way, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, whatever, nothing's going on. I got myself checked in Vegas, no cirrhosis. I was like, I'm young, I can handle this stuff. Start drinking more, like way more. We're talking like at least 3 to 4 bottles of wine every day, at least. Crystal Palace when I didn't have anything else. Like Crystal Palace had like a beatbox, you know what beatbox is? No.
I've been out of the game for the drinking game for a
It's
while now,
kids
but
drinking
I remember like Franzia and stuff like
now.
that. That was the stuff that I had.
A beatbox is what the kids are drinking nowadays. It's like this little wine thing, like this big, 12% alcohol. It tastes like Capri Sun. So I would mix that with the Crystal Palace and then a Buzzball, which is the same thing, but 16%. They're getting creative nowadays, man. Like,
Wow.
and it tastes just like
16%, man.
yeah, it
We
tastes
used
just
to
like
drink Mad Dog 2020. That was it. Mad Dogs. We
oh,
Mad Dog it up.
yeah, that's like us in middle school. Well, okay,
That's
so I
how
was
was our
drinking that.
go-to, yeah.
So the point where like I started to every day throw up, I was losing weight more and more and more, no matter how much I ate. I was like, and then I started to realize every morning. This part I'm kind of insecure about. Like I'd have these red pieces of gunk stuck in my teeth, which is now to me a sign of like if I'm consuming something bad. It's me my liver telling me that hey I'm kind of hurt right now because it happened to me a couple of days ago because I drank something I wasn't supposed to drink. But like that started to happen and it doesn't
Mhm.
smell like blood. It smells like iron, like rotten iron. If that even makes any sense.
Yes, I know that.
And then this was the one that fucking scared me. I looked in the mirror, Simpsons character. I was like, nah, it has to be the lighting. Like, this is the tungsten light. It's not fluorescent. Nope, I was yellow. Like I made a video for Instagram and I put it on Instagram. I was yellow.
Yeah.
And I was still in
I got
denial.
called up by one of my students, man.
You said
No, I
what?
got called up by one of my students in class. Like the first thing that the kid said to me, good kid too, like not a bad kid. He did not mean anything nasty by it. He was like, Mr. Gordon, you look like a Simpsons character.
Yeah.
And it hit me like a sword in my heart, dude, and like right to my soul. Like I couldn't believe that it got to this point, man.
I know what video you're talking about too. I've seen a video of yours so many times because that saying that when you said that in a video, it stuck with me, lives in my head rent free. You know what I mean? Like it's true.
Because it's true. It's like, yeah, I did. I really did.
Because you
Like,
can't turn
my
it
it
off. You
glowed.
can't put eye drops on. You can't do nothing. So like you get to walk around looking like that, and people expect the worst.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. And I
Yes.
was like,
They think they. Yeah. Yeah.
no, no. Okay, yeah. This
Yeah.
is where we're catching up to the end. Or am I just saying that? Am I like George R. Martin just promising something doesn't happen?
Get some fire, man. It's coming. It's coming too.
Okay, so
It was
I'm
coming.
still in
Next
denial.
week it'll come.
I'm still in denial. I was like, yeah, my urine has to be this red or brown, and my stool has to look like this. This is all normal. This is normal. Like this has to be normal. Your arms are supposed to be that scrawny, right? And then I had a homie, let's call him D, right? D told me he's like a fool. This is the way they talk out here, like a fool. Like I got pancreatitis like in high school. I was like, why? He's like, because I was drinking Crystal Palace and drinking a 40 right afterwards, dog. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's like your pancreas. It feels like it's on fire, about to explode, and knives are about to come out of your stomach, shutting down your system and shit. And I was okay. So then, like, I started drinking like aggressively, and one day I woke up and I was like, something's not right. I was like, this has to be that thing he was talking about. So I go to the hospital, and I'm getting yelled at by my wife now. I'm getting yelled at by her. She's like, I told you, you're an idiot. Like, you've been playing with this. Like, you're drinking too much. And I go, and the doctor was like, yeah, you have pancreatitis. It's acute. And, mean flare up right now. It's like, how's that? He's like, you drink a lot, don't you? I was like, yeah, I do. He's like, well, stop. Like, you're really messing up your stomach. I was like, that's all he said? They're like, yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. Huh. Kind of shocking, right? I was like, can you check again? And then the lady comes back. She's like, oh, by the way, you have liver cirrhosis. This is August 24th of last year. I just heard,
last year.
yeah, August 24th of last year. That's when I got diagnosed. And I was like, I have what? They're like, you have liver cirrhosis. It's pretty bad actually for your age. And my whole world just came crashing down. All I could hear is ringing in my head. And my girl's like trying to talk to me. But I was just like, what? What did you just say? Like, that's all like I kept thinking, like, I know you're not talking to me. Not me. Like, I'm 28. I'm Kevin. I don't get diseases.
I don't get that. Yeah.
I don't get sick.
I didn't. Yeah, man. I feel you.
Like, my eyes aren't getting yellow anymore or whatever. I go sober for 28 days after that. And I was like, what if I just stopped drinking liquor? So I started drinking wine and beer. Beer and wine's fine, right? And then it just gets out of control. And I just keep drinking. And then I would start to get like still pancreatitis attacks, like flare-ups, but they weren't bad enough to where I'm like, okay, this is like chronic or something. Just making up any excuse possible to keep drinking.
Right.
And then I just kept drinking and drinking. And then at some point, I guess started to really sink in. I was like, dude, you have liver cirrhosis. And I wanted to die. I was like, this is it. I don't care. I kept drinking liquor, wine, shooters. I didn't give a flying fuck. I just kept drinking, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm okay enough." I feel bad because she gets to watch me fucking kill myself almost because I didn't stop drinking until her birthday. I've been hinting at that since forever. It's her birthday. She didn't ask me. She didn't ask me like all I want for my birthday is for you to quit drinking. I was starting to get bloated. I had an any belly, but it was becoming an outie. I'm always tired, always in pain. I'm losing weight. I look like an alien because my arms are too skinny for my body. And I got this pregnancy belly going on. And I just thought about her and my kids and my mom and how much of a disappointment I am to me and probably to them. And I looked at her and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. She's like, I've seen you withdraw so many times because I've been trying to quit. She's like, I've seen you go to like, what's different now? I was like, I just don't fucking feel like it. I just don't want to anymore.
You hit, which is like, I love this part of the conversation.
The moment of enlightenment.
Yes, the clarity, the profound moment of clarity.
I didn't realize just how much damage I had already done. Like, like it was like how many months later, right? August, like a good 8 months afterwards. I kept drinking hardcore, ready to die. And then so like I went to the hospital. They're like, your cirrhosis has gotten worse, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like your what's this called? The spleen, right? There's this thing. It looked like a football almost. I was like, I didn't even know we had one of those. And he's like, look, it's swollen as hell. Like, dude, you have your pancreatitis out the wazoo. It's like, now you have gastritis. You have an infection in your ascites. It's like, what the hell is ascites? They're like, it's a liquid that it's coming from your protein. I was like, it's so much information so fast. And I'm just like, okay, but you can fix me.
Yeah, your liver can't clear it. Yeah, it can't clear it anymore.
I was like, you can, because before it would just go away on its own. I was like, I was like, doc, it's not going away now. He's like, your liver is in really bad condition, bro. It's like, what did you do? We told you to stop drinking like 8 months ago. And I was so embarrassed, man. And then he's like, not only that, dude, like you're anemic. He's like, your MELD score now is like 30. I was like, or if it was like 30 or 28. I was like, it's a good thing, right? He's like, no, it's not a good thing. He's like, a normal MELD score is like,
you don't want to be anything north of like 14 for sure. That's what,
yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know what like those are like a unit of measurement for this. And then he's like, he's like, then he showed me like a baby. He showed me like a little ultrasound of my liver. He's like, you see how fast it's beating? It's not supposed to be doing that. Like, you're making it work 10 times harder and it can't keep up with the work. So now it's putting in this liquid in places. It doesn't have eyes. It doesn't have a conscience. It's just putting it where it can. So we got to drain it out with something called paracentesis. I was like, dude, I regret this question to this day. I was like, what's a paracentesis? He's like, I'll show you and I'll do it on you.
Yeah, I had a million of them. So I've
had like total, I'd say about 10. Because I've been sober for 7 months. This is my whole journey happened in 7 months. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy shit. That's how sick I was. I didn't know how sick I didn't even feel that sick, bro. When I went in there, when I sobered up, stopped drinking, I felt all of it. The fever, the vertigo, the hearing stuff that aren't there, like all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't use the bathroom normally. It all started to kick in when I wasn't drunk anymore. I was like, holy shit. But I didn't want to drink. I didn't want to drink. I had something to live for, and I made a promise to myself and to her and to my family, you know. And I was like, I was like, this is
That's remarkable.
because you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting them, and you get to watch.
Yeah, man.
And I finally don't feel guilty about learning to love myself, something I've never done. I pretty this I started loving myself or trying to learn how to love myself like a week ago. Cause I was like, maybe it's time, dude. Maybe it's time you forgive yourself and be like, hey man, like what do you have to offer this world? Who are you? Aside from a drunk, a father, and a husband, like, do you have anything interesting to say? Like, what are your goals? Who do you want to be? I don't know. I've been drunk my whole life.
Yeah, I know. I can agree with you. I'm with you on that one. Like, who am I? What's my identity? What's my purpose? What's my ultimate place on this world? Like, what do I have to offer? And I can totally relate to that sentiment because that's how I felt. And if you're listening to this, like, please, there is hope, man. Like, I didn't think there would ever be hope. I thought I was just gonna die, in a hospital bed, and my parents would have to watch me die, and my wife. Like,
I know.
and I didn't think there'd be hope, and here I am, man, and here we are, right, Kevin? It's like we're
Yeah,
here, we're on the other end of it,
yeah, that's like
and it's
there's
not like a
there is
perfect
more.
world, but it's better. Yeah, it's way
It's
better.
true. It's true. I think you said it best. I'm not even gonna try to like mess it up. Like it's hard to see the light at the end, but it's there. It really is. As corny as it sounds, it's there. Like once you get there, you're like, whoa, what is this? Like I'm actually proud of who I am. I don't hide anything anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's wrap let's wrap this bad boy up.
This has been
So
awesome.
Kevin, awesome conversation, man. Like just I love these normal, just everyday conversations about like something so relatable with people who are going through something so common that we is often overlooked. So I'm so glad that we had this really candid, different episode, and I'm really glad that people got to see this side of me and
Me too,
get
man. Hey,
introduced
thanks
to
for
Kevin
having
over
me.
here because
Honestly,
he's
I'm
just like
honored. I'm honored, bro. I feel like I'm fucking celebrity right now.
yeah. Well, it's a lot of it has to do with like the person I'm talking to. Like if I feel comfortable with that person, then I'll just get into whatever. Like, I'll go, get into the throes of it. So, Kev, before we jump off, where if people want to ask you a question, reach out, whatever, where can they find you?
Oh, my YouTube channel, the Decapitron. I think that's what it's called. That's pretty much now.
You think that's what it's called?
That or Instagram.
Yeah, it is called
They're the
that.
same
It
name.
it is called that.
Yeah, they're the same. Like, literally, if anyone just wants to talk, I really don't mind. I actually, a lot of people do DM me on Instagram and be like, "Hey, man, like, ask you for advice." I was like, I don't know. It's kind of all surreal to me, to be honest with you. This is weird, but yeah,
It
like,
is weird.
it is weird. I know. I still can't believe I'm talking to you. Like, yeah, but if they
Yeah.
can reach out to me and stuff like that, just follow me too if they like. But for the most part, just don't drink. See what happens. I don't know. I'll just say it.
Yeah, that's the message. I mean, do not put yourself in do not jeopardize your overall well-being and your peace and prosperity and happiness and love and everything like that. Do not just don't do that. Like you have so much potential. Everyone out there listening, watching, like it just be the best version for
It really is
that
as
love you.
simple as that. You know, like
They deserve it.
health is wealth. It's the small things and just be yourself. And if you can do anything, don't half-ass it. Take care of yourself. You know what I mean? Like you have to take care of yourself. Don't ever take your body or your health for granted. And I learned the hard way, a very painful way. And then I wouldn't wish that on anybody, to be honest with you. It hurt a lot and it hurt physically, emotionally, and mentally. And
You know.
yeah, no. And we could
Same.
if we could avoid this from happening more and more, like I'd be happy just with that, you know?
That's why we're doing it. That's why I started the channel. That's why I'm doing it. Just trying to lessen the suffering of many, many, many others out there. Because I was a
Yep.
part of you. And it's not an easy thing to navigate, but it's doable. And if you're struggling, I don't pitch this enough. If you're struggling, reach out to me. I have a 30-minute free sober mentoring. You can, just a consult. Just see if we gel. And if we do, great. Like the people I'm working with, I'm seeing some really great results. I'm not joking. Like people that I'm working with are really getting better, and it's really makes me feel so great. So if you're interested, guys, click on the Calendly link, and in the bio under the show notes
Mhm.
where you go to the podcast page. So thanks, guys. Thank you, Kevin. I see you over there fumbling with the thing because I know you're
I know.
about to die. But thanks so much, Kev, for coming on, man. I really appreciate your
My
honesty
pleasure,
and your
man.
candidness. And be on the lookout, guys, for many, many more episodes coming soon.
Peace
Take
out,
care.
guys. Bye.
Peace, guys.